Hey guys, so today's video is on DIY wreath. All items that I purchased are from Dollar Tree. The items you will need is a wreath form. I have some silver berries. Also, I used 5 sets of ornaments from Dollar Tree in total, hot glue gun, and glue sticks. Once I made sure that the glue gun was hot enough, I just applied small amounts of dots of glue to the ornaments and I placed them on the wires. I continued to do that, alternating from the shiny ornaments to the glitter ornaments. This process is pretty time consuming, but it came out, I think the end product came out pretty good. I'm going to speed up a little for you guys because at this point it's redundant. Drops of glue, apply it to the form. This total project in all only cost me about $8, and it's a pretty cute wreath at the end. If you don't like how it looks as you're going, you can always adjust. I also used, I didn't show it in the film, but I also used silver tinsel, and I used that basically to fill in gaps, and I will show that later on in the video. But like I said, during this process, I didn't like some. Showing you right here, I didn't like how some of the ornaments looked on here, so I gave you a closer view, and basically I took some off and redid it. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of what it looked like as I finished one set of one ring. So once I was satisfied with how the first circle of rings looked, I started with my second. Again, this process is pretty redundant. You're just gluing, sticking. And whenever you do it, just make sure that the tip of the ornament that the hook goes on is downward facing. That way, you're going to hide that later in the video. You'll see that as well. But that way, the person looking at the wreath once it's finished won't see that part. So on this part of the video, the only thing I'm doing is adding smaller ornaments. Like I said, I used a total of 5 sets, and I just used the smaller sets around the perimeter. I'm sorry, I have a distraction in the background. But yeah, I used the smaller silver and glitter ornaments around the perimeter of the wreath, and I just used them also to fill in gaps that I did not like, kind of as a filler for my imperfections. And it kind of worked out good. As you can see, I didn't like how something looked, so I pulled them apart and reapplied glue and stuck them where I wanted them to be. After correcting that mistake, I just continued to fill in the wreath with the larger balls. And I also made sure that I secured the loose balls that were not secured enough for me, that I felt wasn't secure enough. You guys, this was actually a fun project. I mean, I did burn myself, but during the process, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be for time consuming. Altogether, the project took about an hour from start to finish. As you can see, there's gaps. This project probably could have taken a lot less time. However, with kids and interruptions, it took me a little longer. So right now what I'm doing is using my smaller ornaments to go around the perimeter of my wreath, and just trying to fill in gaps that were showing. And I'm just again going to continue the same steps. Now that all the ornaments are on, I'm going to just add my silver berries and my tinsel onto the wreath. And I'm doing this again to fill in gaps and imperfections that I did not like. That's what it looks like so far, but you can still see tons of gapping. So again, that's where the extra decorations come in at. And I just continued to do this process until I had no more berries. I only bought one bundle of berries because I didn't want it to be overbearing with the berries. So I only purchased one bundle. But if you like them, by all means, do more. So right there, I was just showing that I still had tons of gapping, but not a problem, because that's where the tinsel comes in. I purchased from Dollar Tree the 9 feet of silver tinsel, and what I did was basically just cut up small pieces of tinsel and just added it into the gaps. And I applied small bits of, I applied small bits of the hot glue to make sure it sticks and didn't fall out. Once I was done applying the tinsel in the gaps, I turned my wreath over and I applied the tinsel around the perimeter of the wreath to cover up the tips of the ornaments that had where you place the hooks. That way, if you're looking at it close up, you can't see the hook, whatever you call it, hook spot. That's what I'm gonna call it because I don't know the name. After I made sure that the tinsel was on securely, I was complete. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.